Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about this parallel channel that's been forming on the HEX price, a very bullish price channel that's been forming since about March 10th, right? So let's go ahead and jump into this video. So as you can see here, we started this channel back in March 10th, and we've pretty much respected it up until today, and we're still inside this channel. So you can see here we tested it, or we started the channel back here, and then we tested the upper bound, came back to the lower bound of it, and then went ahead to test the upper bound and the lower bound multiple times until we find ourselves where we are today, right? And so could we ride along this channel here and then come up to test the upper bound of the channel? Sure. Again, this channel is by no means certain, right? We can break it on any given day, but the fact that it's held since early March is bullish to say the least. This uptrend has respected this channel, and so let's say we were to go to the upper bound of this channel tomorrow, right? The upper bound of this parallel channel that would put this around 2.5 pennies or so, right? And keep in mind, this is a 12-hour chart. So sort of short-term speculation. Definitely if you wanted a more, a more long-term, if you wanted to take a longer-term approach to the market, you'd want to be looking at something like a daily, a weekly, or even a monthly chart. But for the sake of this sort of speculative video, we are looking at this parallel channel because we've respected it for about a month. And we've been holding this uptrend as well within this channel. And so you saw that it dropped here very quickly and then rode the top, came back down, rode the bottom for a bit, came back down quickly again, and we've sort of been playing in this channel. So keep in mind that the longer we ride the lower bound of this channel, if we were to test the upper bound at some point, right, the longer we ride the bottom of it, the higher we can theoretically go. So I would not be surprised in the least if we did do something like this. Now we could reach it, again, if we reach it tomorrow, it'd be around 2.5 pennies. If we reached it mid-April, closer to 3 pennies. So I guess we would want to see this sort of ride this for as long as possible before moving up. And is there any point in history where we've had these sort of parallel channels? And if so, what happened after? Well, let's take a look here. I identified this parallel channel here formed last summer. It started around June 27th or so and went on until about July 25th or so. So about a month of this parallel channel forming, where we respected it and tested the lower and upper bounds respectively multiple times until we broke above the upper bound. And at that point, we went ahead and had about a 38% move or so, which is a very impressive move. And then, obviously, the rest of history from there. You could extend the lower bound and say that once we break it, it's essentially invalidated, and at that point, do what you must, whatever your plan is, whether it's short term. I don't condone trading at all. The only reason I really make these videos is to kind of give you some insights into what could happen next, right? If you're holding for long term, or better yet, if you're staked, if your coins are staked and gaining interest, then these sort of short-term price speculations aren't as relevant to you. But I find it very interesting, informative, educational, to say the least. And then we had another one of these channels form last December. And funny enough, started around December 5th, broke around the end of December, so about a month in this parallel channel. And once we broke above it, it was a way bigger move than the previous pump, right? We saw a 38% pump over here. So if we take a look at it, let's just chart this again. About a 37 pump over here. Did I say 37 pump? 37% pump over there, 120% pump here, and then here we are. So let's go back to V1 because this has better resolution. V2, excuse me, Uniswap V2. And if we go ahead and speculate what would happen if we not only reached the top of the channel, but actually broke through it and had a pump. All right, let me redraw that a bit better. So let's say we were to ride this for a bit, chop around, come back up to the top of the channel around 3 pennies or so. You saw here we actually broke through it for a few candles. We had some wicks above it here. So let's say we went to 3 pennies or so, and we actually broke it and had a subsequent pump like we did the previous 2 times. Well, it depends at what point we break it, obviously, but let's say we broke it here and we had a 38% move or so, we'd be looking at a 4 penny hex. Or if we looked at the upper bound in the December parallel channel breakout, then we'd be looking at something closer to a 6.5 cent hex. So this model is congruent with previous models that we've seen in past videos, such as bull subcycle ROI, historical overvaluation with the normalized ROI when we were comparing the HEX first few hundred days of existence to the Ethereum first few hundred days of existence. So all of these models we're looking at, the ascending triangles as well. So all of these models we're looking at converge and tell us that we could be looking at anywhere from, again, 3 to 6.5 cent hex, 3 to 6 cent region in the near future. So again, very bullish. The fact that not only we're in this uptrend, but not only the fact that we're in that parallel channel, but the fact that we have an uptrend going on where we have a low, a high, a higher low, higher high, and so on. And then you could argue that we're forming this sort of mini ascending triangle right here. So bullish patterns, convergence of bullish patterns all around. As you saw, pretty much all these models are telling us that we could be seeing a 3 to 8 cent hex in the near future. So with that said, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're going to continue in this parallel channel? If so, for how long? Do you think we're actually going to break above it like we have the previous 2 times? Or do you think we're going to do something a little differently? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoy the content, find value from these videos, then please leave a like and subscribe, especially if you're new. We recently crossed 1,000 subscribers again, so thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me, the fact that I'm able to make these videos, which I truly enjoy, sharing this quantitative analysis with you guys. So again, appreciate you watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye-bye.